5 starts right now.
You're watching 7 Action News, always taking action for you.
Tonight, the path of destruction after twisters tear through Michigan.
The walls are sucked out and you can see outside.
Homes ripped apart, communities left in shambles.
We built this house one time, we'll build it again.
And historic buildings that stood the test of time destroyed in seconds.
As we look at the images along the path of destruction, it is amazing. No lives were lost in all of this. Thank you so much for joining us. Good evening. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Glenda Lewis. The last 24 hours just unbelievable for so many. Families losing their towns, homes ripped apart.
It's believed several tornadoes swept through Michigan from the west side up into the thumb, leaving damage and devastation in their wake.
And tonight we have Team 7 coverage from the hardest hit areas, but we're going to begin with Kim Russell in Decker, where a dairy farm was nearly leveled.
I am standing in a stall where just one of thousands of cows would have been standing last night when the storm hit, tearing down the barn around it. Now the community is coming together to help this dairy farm rebuild and care for its livestock.
I seen the storm coming.
Jay Proctor works at the DeVore Dairy Farm. He left work for a few hours last night, then got a call from his boss.
Yeah, you need to come to work. He said a tornado destroyed my farm.
This, a look at the devastation. Barns came crashing down around thousands of cows. Word spread fast. Soon volunteers showed up with excavators, trailers, and manpower. They went to work to save the cows.
They had the excavators working over here, and they stopped, pulled the pieces apart. Up stands the cow and comes walking out of the wreckage.
Doug Link is one volunteer. He doesn't know the owner of this farm. He just knows how to give animals first aid.
It's been 16 hours since some of these poor girls had a drink, so we loaded them up as gently as we can.
At the farm with almost 4,000 cows, only about 40 have died so far.
Some of these poor cows, their time was up. The roof lifted up and just came down on the back of their neck and they were gone.
The work is just getting started. The owner of this farm and his family too overwhelmed to go on camera, but they told me they're grateful to the community for stepping up, helping this family farm and its cows survive.
The emotional part for me is to see all the people that are here. It's real touching.
You can't ask for better people. To be honest with you, you can't ask for better people.
When you look at how the storm twisted and shredded these pieces of metal, it is amazing that no people were hurt. The owner of this dairy farm says he's grateful that it hit as workers gathered in a break room. In Decker, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
We're going to take you now to Portland, Michigan, where you saw first on 7 the path of destruction unfold as we drove you into town, giving you a first-hand look at the power these storms were packing.
The EF1 twister literally changing the town's history, tearing apart buildings that had stood for more than a century. The newest addition to our Action News team, joining us now live from Portland, Curtis Jackson, welcome to this heartbreaking scene that you're covering.
The coincidence is almost as stunning as the devastation itself. 3 churches on one street, all potentially destroyed by the same tornado, including this one across the street from me here, the First Congregation Church, whose members are taking solace in the fact that no one was seriously hurt or worse.
A typical Sunday, there'd be 100 souls on board.
Were any souls inside at the time of the storm?
No. No.
Fortunate under the circumstances?
Yeah, unfortunate.
Miraculous?
Yep.
The rare Greek architecture of the First Congregation Church is in ruins. It's one of 3 churches in Ionia County on the National Register of Historic Places. After nearly 175 years, its future is in doubt.
We preserved it right to the nails. I mean, we've been careful to maintain it and restore it and preserve it exactly. But now, how do you restore something that's been gone? You know, I don't think we could build it back the way it was. I don't think so.
A tornado Monday struck at the core of Portland's faith community, devastating 3 churches with nearly 400 years of history among them. This was First Congregation before the tornado. The steeple was reconstructed back in November at a cost of $140,000. Now it rests in the sanctuary along with the century-old bell that will likely toll no more.
But if I'd have been there
Sunday morning, we wouldn't be talking.
The tornado struck just an hour after electricians installed new lighting on the steeple. They were assisted by Ron Nelson, a 35-year member of the church.
Within an hour, well, hour and a half, I got home, they said the steeple is gone. So, pretty close.
Now, it's unclear tonight if any of these three churches will be saved. One thing, though, that they are planning to do this weekend, all three congregations, though of different denominations, will worship together in one place at the high school gym. In Portland, Michigan tonight, Curtis Jackson, 7 Action News.
All right, a tough day to get started, but thank you, Curtis, and welcome to the Action News team. You know, the 7 First Alert weather team kept a close eye on this storm right along with us. Chris Edwards here now.
Yeah, Chris, you and Dave on air all night, really, keeping us safe.
Yeah, a whole lot of folks lost a lot of sleep last night. We're happy to give that first alert to everybody to help keep everyone safe, and we're glad that that happened, even with all the damage and destruction we're seeing just in the Manchester damage in Manchester. The area in Washtenaw County has been deemed a tornado with 100-mile-per-hour winds. Nima Shafee is going to have more on that in just a moment. Meantime, the active weather has moved off to the east. There are tornado and severe thunderstorm watches along the eastern seaboard. That's all out of here. We're looking great. As a matter of fact, all kinds of sunshine. There are a few more clouds up toward the thumb and coming off of Lake Huron, but the farther south and west you get, the brighter it is, and it's pleasant temperature-wise. 75 Pontiac, 79 Metro, Ann Arbor 76 and 77 in Monroe. The dew point measuring moisture in the air in the 50s. This is the very comfortable range. Yesterday, part of the reason we had the severe weather is because there was a tropical amount of moisture in the air. Then there were also a lot of winds in the upper atmosphere that were contributing to it as well. But that's all a thing of the past. This evening, it's pleasant. It's in the 70s, mostly sunny skies. Still a little bit breezy, a west-northwest wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. But tomorrow is going to be a good one. And then there are more storms in the forecast before we get to the weekend. I'll let you know the latest on whether or not they could be severe coming up in a bit.
All right, thanks, Chris.
And right now, still 16,000 in our area without power. That's including Washtenaw County, which was the hardest hit by last night's storms.
In Manchester, the Weather Service has just confirmed an EF1 tornado touchdown there. 7 Action News reporter Nima Shafee spoke with a mother who stopped at nothing to make sure her disabled daughter was safe.
Yeah, much of the damage here in Manchester, Michigan, part of Freedom Township, spans across Bethel Church Road just off M52. One of those families affected, the Dibbley family here, and as you can tell, there's extensive damage. But you got to hear their story.
I had a bad feeling all day long, actually, that something bad was going to happen.
Call it maternal instinct.
The windows are all broken out, they're blown out, and maybe it's just the alerts going off all day, but I just felt something bad.
She had to wake her husband Scott up and get to her daughter, who's hearing and visually impaired, and get her down to the basement.
Crazy loud, and then all of a sudden the pop of all the glass, and then the glass shattering, and then the winds blowing still, and the water hitting everything. Lily was sleeping. And you can see around there, you know, how it's sucked up there, but also right here, her lamp is like being sucked out. That's just, there's the outside. My husband was still on the stairway coming from the upstairs, so he got glass all over him when it blew up, and then he came around the corner and cut his foot, but we all got down to the basement just in time, I guess.
In the aftermath of it all, parts of the roof completely gone. Then take a look at their front yard. It's also littered with a lot of debris.
I'm really glad that my daughter Abby was up north with my parents because I had such a hard time getting Lily out. I just don't know that I would have been able to get them both down the stairs. We've been through worse, right? We've got a bigger fish to fry. We've got demons we have to slay, right? So sure. Lily has a health issue, so this is nothing compared to that.
In Manchester Township, I'm Nima Shafee, 7 Action News.
Wow.
What an experience to go through.
Yeah, it's tough for a mom to keep her composure. You know, when you're talking about your kids, you know you're ready to cry, but she held it together for them.
Yeah, even the possibility of what might happen sticks with you. All right, thank you, Nima.
Well, we have been with you from the start, tracking these tornadoes through the warnings and now in the aftermath. Stay with us as we hear more of your stories and share more of your photos on air and online, of course, at WXYZ.com.
And the severe weather causing flooding headaches for families in Wayne County. More storm coverage when we come back.
Only on 7, our exclusive interview with the victim of this weekend's mass shooting. The chaos and how it's changed her life. It's all coming up new at 5:30.
It's summer in Michigan and it feels great, but the weather can change instantly.
That's why the 7 First Alert weather team is on the job 24/7 to keep you prepared and safe.
We'll show you what's coming, when it will hit, and what to do when it's here.
And when things look really rough, we'll declare a 7 First Alert Weather Day with constant alerts on TV, online, Storm Shield, and our app.
So enjoy our summer and the security of 7 First Alert weather. You'll be prepared and safe, and that's a pretty good feeling.
Glassman Subaru of Southfield has done it again. For the second year in a row, Glassman Subaru was voted #1 in customer purchase experience. How do they do it? By having Subarus on the lot available for immediate purchase, including WRXs, Outbacks, Foresters, and Legacies in stock and ready to be driven away. This month, drive off with a 2015 Subaru Forester for only $249 a month. Come to Glassman Subaru in Southfield and see why they're #1 in purchase experience.
Call Mark Z for the Z Guarantee.
Hi, I'm Mark Z. I guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline that you agree to, or I'll buy it myself.
We heard about the Guaranteed Sold program by Mark Z. We needed to sell our condo. We called him up. He sold it fast in the worst market conditions. The Z Guarantee is real.
If you're not happy, fire me. But you won't. I've sold thousands of homes. I'm not bragging. I'm applying for the job. I want to be your realtor. Call me, Mark Z, today and start packing.
Marty Feldman, Jay, Liberty, Bud Counts, and Tennyson Chevrolet are changing their name to Feldman. But before Feldman Chevrolet comes, everything goes. Like a new 2015 Equinox for only $66 a month. Equinox, $66 a month. Plus, if you don't like it, bring it back. Over 3,200 Chevys in stock. Hurry before Feldman comes. Everything goes at 5 Chevy stores in Greater Detroit.
What happens in your home when everyone is online at once? Does the internet ever slow down?
All the time. I'll be trying to play online and we'll have someone else streaming in the other room.
Well, Xfinity has the fastest and most reliable in-home Wi-Fi. Look how fast this showdown is. Wow.
This is fast.
And who else was on this network? You can see all the stuff they were downloading. Wow. That's really cool.
Get the fastest in-home Wi-Fi with Xfinity Internet. You can't get that with UVerse. Or get started for $19.99 a month for a year. See for yourself. Call or go online today.
Ram's continued leadership is eye-opening, like Ram 3500 with the best towing, best torque, the best payload, and Ram 1500 with the best fuel economy. It's no wonder more people are driving Ram trucks than ever before. Join us now during the Ram Drive and Discovery event.
Well-qualified employee lessees get a low-mileage lease on Ram 1500 Outdoorsman Crew Cab for $285 a month with $285 due at signing.
And we're following breaking news now out of Troy. An accident on I-96. Traffic is just now moving again in the westbound lanes of I-96. That's near Novi Road. Chopper 7 over the scene right now, and you can see traffic is getting by now.
New information on a nasty crash involving a bus, an armored truck, and a cement mixer in Redford Township. This is at Grand River and Beach Daily. It appears that the driver of the armored truck was trying to get over when it actually struck the bus. The armored truck driver was seriously injured in that crash. Several other people reported minor injuries, but they're all expected to be okay. That is the good news. Glenda?
It is. And a Warren police officer was hit at a busy intersection. We're told Officer Kenneth Hubert was struck while directing traffic at 13 Mile and Hoover. And at the time, the traffic lights were out in that area, and the 29-year-old, who's a 4-year veteran of the force, being treated for a possible head injury. The 54-year-old Sterling Heights man who hit that officer did stop. He told investigators he thought he was being waved through the intersection when he hit him. I-75 back open tonight after a tanker fire brought things to a standstill this morning near Midtown. It happened as Jim Thomas and his co-worker were driving back from Port Huron when they suddenly got a flat tire.
We pulled forward and then we rolled right off to the side of the road, and by then I could see in the mirrors that the tire was on fire. We sprayed the tire, but it wasn't enough to do the job.
That's when the truck caught fire, and luckily the tank was empty at the time. Jim and his colleague were able to make it out safely. Thomas says he has no idea what caused that tire to pop.
Wow, what a mess there. All right, people living in one Dearborn Heights neighborhood are at their wits' end with flooding. 7 Action News reporter Tara Edwards is live there, and they're tired of this in the aftermath of all this flooding, right, Tara?
Yeah, Carolyn, and I've been told by neighbors that the flooding has been an issue for years now. As you can see behind me, all of the water is gone. But let's get to some video from earlier today so you can see what they were dealing with earlier today. Residents say around 1 o'clock it cleared out of here fast. But earlier today along Hanover, the water was high, covering the whole street. We're told it happens every time Ecorse Drainage Creek crests. According to neighbors, the city has referred to this area as the bathtub, and the city is working on getting a grant to buy the homes here and build a nature area. But a lot of homeowners feel the amount of money that will be offered is less than the homes are worth.
I'm ready to go. I can't stand it anymore, living on the edge like this every time it rains.
And the last time it flooded bad, we had 3 or 4 cars stuck in here.
I really feel like this is the Mississippi River of Wayne County.
And a lot of the neighbors say that they feel like they're being driven out of their neighborhoods. I did speak to the mayor this evening, and he tells me that this is voluntary. They do not have to sell their homes. Live in Dearborn Heights, Tara Edwards, 7 Action News.
Yeah, nobody wants to have that happen on their street.
And when you're nervous about it and you don't know what's going to happen, I mean, I know they said enough is enough. Thank you much, Tara. Wow.
Right now, more than 70 million people across the country could be in the path of severe storms. That same system that brought tornadoes to Michigan and the heartland now affecting the Northeast. And as you can see, damage these storms left in their wake, it's devastating there too. A number of people were hurt and tens of thousands remain without power.
All right, Chris Edwards here now, and I know everyone's trying to clean up from the aftermath. Any more storms coming our way?
No, thankfully this evening's quiet, tomorrow's quiet, so it does give a chance to get that cleanup done. It would be worse if we had another storm coming right in behind, and we don't. It looks like it's going to be Thursday before more showers and storms get in here, so we've got a little time. But you guys mentioned the severe storms in the Northeast. I'm tracking those because they are very nasty. There are tornado watches for a large chunk of New England right now. There are severe thunderstorm watches that go all the way down into the Virginias. And this is the very same system that we dealt with yesterday. It's marching to the east and it's moving into extremely hot and humid air. So there are unfortunately going to be more damage reports coming out of this part of the country before this one finally sweeps off to the east and gets out into the ocean. Meantime, for us, quiet and cooler tonight. Yes, storms return Thursday, but I'll tell you right now, those are not going to be severe storms. Could be some rumbles of thunder, might make some of us a little nervous, but it will mainly be rain with just some thunder here and there. And that isn't until Thursday. In the meantime, at this moment, enjoying pleasant temperatures around here, 79, 71 in Alpena, it's 72 in Marquette, 78 Minneapolis, and 81 Fargo. All these locations have comfortable humidity levels. All right, it is still hot and sticky down around Dodge City. It's 92, it's 90 in Denver, so the heat did not completely go away. Why is it only 70 in Kansas City? It's pouring rain in Kansas City because they're right along the front. And that front will continue to have some showers and storms along it. However, we are clear of the front, and we've got this high pressure controlling our weather. And all it does is just kind of nudge eastward during the overnight and tomorrow. It moves east tomorrow, but it's close enough to us to provide a beautiful sunshiny day with another one with low humidity and lots of sunshine. But I mentioned that front, and it does edge back toward us. I think late in the day tomorrow, a few high clouds, then overnight it turns cloudy. And as we get toward Thursday morning, could be a few showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two, but it doesn't look like it's well organized. And once again, it does not look like it's severe. Thursday seems to be kind of our transition day as that front slides through the area. Then it moves out Thursday night, and Friday I think we get back to at least some sunshine. Pretty fair amount of sun in Sterling Heights reported right now with a nice 76 degrees, dew point 57. Anything under 60, pretty easy to take. Northwest wind at 11. The sun doesn't go down until 9:14. Now we get down to 60 tonight, but 50s in the outlying areas. So this is the comfort zone in all kinds of ways. The wind drops off a little too. Mostly sunny tomorrow. 81 for the high with that light southwesterly wind. in and still low humidity. Now, the humidity creeps up, but it's only 72 for the high on Thursday with showers and maybe a thunderstorm, a lot of clouds around. It is not a volatile day, but you would need the umbrella. And then 76 on Friday as partly sunny skies return. Look what happens this weekend. Wow, the last weekend in June, upper 70s, sunshine and mixed with clouds. Humidity not too bad. It isn't until Sunday night or Monday that the showers and storms return. But you know the storms will return. And that Storm Shield app made a huge difference to lots of people yesterday. There will be more storms